Welcome back. So, at least 148 local government officials have been murdered in South Africa since 2018, and the attacks have intensified in the past 4 years. The deaths have at times been linked to whistleblowers who raise concerns about corruption. The SAMWU General Secretary Dumisane Magagula joins us for more on this. Mr. Magagula, good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. I think before we actually get into what we understand from the data, talk to us about where the data comes from. I know it is done by a global crisis mapping initiative that has given us this data.
Yeah, thank you very much, Naledi, and good evening to your viewers. Yes, the data is from the Crisis Mapping Association, but even moreover, Corruption Watch has also shared data with us, and we also have data from Stats SA on killings in local government, because killings are not only limited to municipal workers or officials, but also includes killings of the political office bearers or councillors.
Yeah, I think it's quite a number. 148 local government officials murdered in South Africa since 2018. I mean, when you look at that data, what's the thought that comes to mind? We, for instance, in the past few weeks have been having quite the conversation around political killings after the allegations made by the KZN Police Commissioner.
It's a very bad picture. It really shows that we are in a war zone in local government. These killings are very complex. They are killings, in some instances, it's because of the service delivery issues, where communities get impatient with municipal workers, with the sight of a municipal worker whilst they're not getting services, and then they express their anger on municipal workers, and it results in municipal workers being at risk, and in many instances also being killed. There are political issues as well that lead to killings of municipal workers, but also, which now takes the crown, is the whistleblowing, and together with the business hijacking that is going on in many municipalities, especially in the Western Cape.
Okay, now I want to get to the tail end of that. Business hijackings. Talk to me about how that is impacting municipal workers.
That impacts municipal workers because the business gangsters go into the municipal offices, they walk in, they demand that they be given tenders, they demand to subcontract, and they will hijack the building, they will lock it up and have municipal officials sign them over. And if they don't do that, of course, even in the buildings of municipalities, they are at risk of being killed because these gangsters come in fully armed. And we have seen many instances of that nature.
Yeah, what's interesting is you've got this armed conflict location and event data mapping institution, essentially, that has done this research. And this is what they say. They say that you don't necessarily see an increase during election times or at certain periods before or after elections or so, that it is a constant increase. So there must be then at some point, if you're seeing a constant increase from 2018 up until now, there must be something that says, wow, a message is being sent that there is no accountability once you do have the killings of municipal or local government officials, that quite often access to justice isn't there, and so there's a sense that, well, it can just continue happening.
Yeah, that statement actually isolates political killings in relation to municipal workers, meaning that it's not the number one factor. There are many other factors on a daily basis that expose municipal workers to the danger of being attacked and being killed. And it also should knock at the door of the municipal managers and the executive mayors to say that the call that we have been making is justified. Municipal workers need more protection at the workplace. Those who work directly in procurement need protection even beyond the workplace. There should be assessment in terms of what is the risk and what are the correct measures that should be put in place to protect municipal workers, so that if there are matters of corruption that they would want to raise and blow the whistle, they will feel protected in doing so. Their identity will be protected. They will be given different means of raising issues of corruption, and at the same time be secured that themselves and including their families are protected whilst they do that.
But surely there's a reason why they are so vulnerable, and that could speak to the fact that local government, for the most part, simply doesn't have the resources for that level of security.
The very reason why people get killed when they report corruption is because there is a lot of money in local government. You are talking billions. The auditor who was killed in Ekurhuleni was investigating a matter of billions in terms of electricity maladministration. There is money. Money needs to be used correctly. Municipalities are not necessarily bankrupt. There is just serious mismanagement and misappropriation of funds. Those funds can be used to protect workers so that municipalities become even more effective and services are delivered to the communities.
Yeah, I wonder if there is a role for some of the bigger structures as we go up the strata of government here to step in and I suppose build systems that provide for some safety for government officials, whistleblowers, particularly in local government, whether it be COGTA. Are there missed opportunities, for instance, from a provincial COGTA, national COGTA point of view?
There is a serious role, firstly, for the municipalities themselves. There is a role for SALGA, which is an association of all municipalities in South Africa. There is a role for COGTA as well, which then takes the responsibility to government to protect employees. So this is not something that can be done by municipalities alone or the work that we do as a trade union, because we work with Corruption Watch, we work with other associations to assist workers, but there should actually be policy basis for protecting municipal workers in their day-to-day duties. So it really takes a collaboration beyond a level of a municipality right up to government to make sure that workers are protected.
Yeah. Is there a reason in your view that you see, or perhaps you can give me the comparison about why, and you do say that local government and municipalities have a lot of money, and so you've got, you know, these battles over tenders, for instance, that may very well lead to these killings of local government officials. But how you think that compares with the violence that we see as you move up, you know, provincial government, national government, and some of the violence that is attributed to those wheelings and dealings there?
Yeah, you see, this is exacerbated in local government because service delivery directly to the communities takes place at the level of local government. Provincial government provides support and funds, national government provides funds, but the actual procurement is at the level of the municipality. The actual service delivery is there. So the risk is higher at the point of delivery. That's why there should be more protection. And that's why statistics also show it's mostly local government officials who get killed due to whistleblowing, more than national government and provincial government, because we are at the point of delivery.
Yeah. Well, SAMWU having raised the alarm on this issue, any sort of steps that you're taking, any engagements that you're hoping to tackle in the next few days or weeks to make this conversation really much louder?
Over and above the call that we have made, over and above the work that we have been doing with Corruption Watch, we are also taking this to the level of the Bargaining Council, where we are calling for policy so that policy can be enforceable to make sure that municipal workers are protected, and at the same time also make sure that it goes into the Corruption Commission by government to make sure that they work directly with municipalities, and so that workers at any point may be able to directly share information and report any matter of corruption, but at the same time ensure that they are protected in the process.
Yeah. Well, we're going to leave it there, and we do thank you for your time. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Mr. Dumisane Magagula, the General Secretary of SAMWU.